Quote, "The butterfly that danced in the moonlight became the killer of sweet dreams." Hello to all. Here, Holmes Channel has landed and we are going to introduce 5 of the most dangerous serial killers who did not hesitate from any crime against humanity. True stories that challenge the mind of every viewer and listener. So stay with me. Theodore Robert Bundy, known as Ted Bundy, one of the most notorious and famous serial killers of the 20th century, who was able to deceive and kill at least 36 women in 4 different states of America with his seductive appearance. Ted, with an IQ of 136, is one of the smart and charismatic killers whose normal appearance was very dangerous and psychotic. Ted's confessions in the 70s were really shocking, and his work with corpses caused a lot of controversy. People nicknamed Ted the Open Dead Rapist because of what he did with his victim's body. Many say that Ted even enjoys watching his victim's corpse rot. What drives a smart and well-educated person like Ted to murder and crime is rooted in his psyche, and his childhood full of cruelty, confusion and a sense of inferiority eventually makes him a dangerous criminal. Jeffrey Dahmer, one of the most notorious serial killers in the United States, was born and raised in Bath, Ohio, a classy suburb of Akron. About Jeffrey Dahmer's childhood tendencies, cruelty to animals has been seen, but at least he seemed like a normal kid. As an adult, he was always highly paid, and Jeffrey Dahmer's colleagues knew him as calm and polite. At the time of his arrest, he was working in a chocolate factory in Milwaukee and living alone in a small 1-bedroom apartment. Dahmer's home was searched on July 22, 1991, after a young man ran away from his apartment. An investigation revealed that the apartment contained the remains of 11 young men, most of whom were Black, Hispanic or Asian. To support us, subscribe, hit the bell and don't forget to like. He was known as Jack the Ripper, but no one knows who was one of the oldest and most notorious killers. This killer appeared in the Whitechapel area of London in 1888 and killed 5 women, all prostitutes, and mutilated their bodies. The police speculated that the killer was a surgeon, butcher, or someone skilled with a scalpel. The killer mocked the society and the police by sending letters in which he showed how to do all the murders. Although many suspects were named over the years, the killer was never identified. One of the most prominent serial killers in the world is Anatoly Anaprenko. His nickname is Animal from Ukraine. This dirty Ukrainian killer confessed to 52 murders and was finally caught by the police in 1996. During his arrest, more than 100 types of hot and cold weapons were discovered from his residence. It is interesting to know that despite numerous murders, he was not sentenced to death and died in prison in 2013, when he was imprisoned for life. Among his worst crimes, we can mention the murder of a family of 10 people with 8 children, the murder of 5 people in one day in a car, the murder of 2 girls aged 8 and 7 with an axe, and the murder of a family of 3 people with the intention of robbery. In many cases, Anatoly burned the bodies of the victims. He is one of the most cold-blooded and ruthless killers in Eastern Europe and was born on July 25, 1952, in a village in Zhytomyr province, which was under the Shura regime at that time. Honestly, I didn't forget to say that in the previous video, I exposed a crime of a girl. which I am sure will be very interesting for you to see. Just touch the upper left corner. He was nicknamed the Killer Clown for his work at children's birthday parties and charity events as Pogo the Clown. His job gave him easy access to potential victims. GC was convicted of raping, torturing and murdering 33 teenage boys in a 6-year period. He would drag those children to his house, kill them by suffocation, then bury them in his house. GC was executed in 1994. Discover the facts of crime with Holmes Land.